Chapter 60, The Weight of Being Chosen, Part 9. Alex slowly lowered the ancient book. His eyes drifted toward Aurelyn, then back to the book, again to Aurelyn, and once more, back to the worn, yellowed pages resting in his hands. For several long moments, he simply repeated the same motion. Book, Aurelyn, book, Aurelyn. Silence filled the room. Finally, Alex let out a slow breath. Master, I don't understand. He gently raised the book. It speaks of a single gigantic tree. It gives it only one name, the World Tree. It says only one person ever possessed it. But he looked down at the faded pages once again. There's nothing else. No explanation. No history. No description of what it truly is. No record of what happened afterward. He slowly lowered the book. What am I supposed to understand from this? Aurelyn didn't answer immediately. Instead, she calmly asked, "Close the book." Alex obeyed. "Now, read the title." Alex looked at the front cover before reading aloud. The Myth of Mungern. He looked back at Aurelyn with an even more confused expression. "I still don't understand, Master." Aurelyn released a long, exhausted sigh. "Alex, what you possess isn't merely rare. It's a myth." She slowly stood from her chair. A myth that should have disappeared long ago. A myth that history itself could no longer verify. And yet, it is alive inside you. She began walking slowly across the room. "Do you understand what that means?" Alex remained silent. Aurelyn continued. "The book claims that only one individual ever possessed the World Tree. We don't know who that person was. We don't know whether the World Tree described here is truly the same one growing inside you. We don't even know if that tiny golden plant is truly the World Tree." She stopped beside one of the towering bookshelves. For all we know, it could be something even more terrifying. Her eyes moved toward the ancient book, and the greatest problem is that no one truly knows what the World Tree is. She gently touched the cover. The only person who might have understood it was the one who wrote this book. Her voice became quieter, but judging from its condition, this book was written countless years ago. I don't believe its author is still alive. The room fell silent once again. Then Aurelyn slowly turned to face Alex. "Now, imagine the future. What would happen if someone discovered what you possess?" Her gaze grew unusually serious. "There are rankers whose strength far surpasses mine, so powerful that entering another person's inner world is possible for them." Alex's eyes widened. "They could forcibly invade your soul. They could seize what belongs to you. They could tear away the very treasures growing within your inner world." She looked directly into his eyes. "And I would be powerless to stop them." Those words struck Alex harder than any attack. For the first time, he truly understood why Aurelyn had been shaken. It wasn't because she feared the unknown. It was because she feared losing him to it. Alex slowly lowered his head. "I understand now." After a brief silence, he smiled faintly. "Then, I'll simply trust you, Master. No one knows about this. Only you and me." The moment those words left his mouth, Aurelyn closed her eyes. A loud, exhausted sigh escaped her lips. When she finally spoke, her voice carried both affection and helplessness. Kaelyn was right. Alex blinked. "About what?" Aurelyn couldn't help smiling. "She told me that you're far too accepting. You trust people far too easily." She gently shook her head. "That isn't always a good quality for a ranker. People like you are often the ones who suffer the most." She looked at Alex for a long moment. Then, a faint smile appeared. "But, perhaps, that very kindness is also your greatest strength." Neither of them spoke for several seconds. Finally, Aurelyn walked back toward her desk. "Our lesson is over for today. You've learned enough. Return to your room. We'll continue your training tomorrow." Alex nodded, but he didn't move. Several quiet moments passed. Aurelyn finally looked up. "Is there something else?" Alex slowly closed his eyes, then nodded. "There is. Master, I want you to tell me your conditions." Aurelyn raised an eyebrow. "My conditions?" "For accepting me as your disciple." Alex spoke honestly. "If you don't tell me, I know myself. I'll keep thinking about them. Again and again. I won't be able to rest. I'd rather hear them now than spend every night wondering." For several moments, Aurelyn simply looked at him. Then she quietly walked closer. She stopped directly before him. "Open your eyes, Alex." He obeyed. "If you truly wish to know, Then listen carefully. I have 2 conditions, and before you hear them, I won't accept any arguments." Alex took a deep breath, then nodded. "I'm listening." Aurelyn folded her arms. "Seraphine, Nyra, and the 7 rainbow girls. They are all like daughters to me. So my conditions concern them." She paused briefly. "The first condition is simple. My rainbow girls are extraordinary. They are talented, powerful, loyal, disciplined. But they're missing something." She looked out the window. "They rarely laugh. They rarely become angry. They rarely cry. They rarely complain. They simply obey, as though they were beautiful dolls, without hearts." Alex quietly remembered each of them. Kaelyn, Silva, Snowflake, and the others. Aurelyn continued. "Then you arrived." She smiled softly. "I watched Kaelyn change. She began speaking her thoughts. She started expressing what she truly felt. It isn't much, but it's progress, and I refuse to ignore it." She turned back toward Alex. "So my first condition is this. I want you to help my daughters become human once more. Teach them to smile. Teach them to laugh. Teach them to express themselves. I believe you possess the warmth to accomplish what strength never could." Alex remained silent. Then he nodded firmly. "I'll do my best." Aurelyn smiled. "Good." Alex hesitated before asking. "And the second condition?" Aurelyn slowly turned toward the window. For a long while, she simply watched the night sky. Then she spoke. "I told you, I consider all 9 of them my daughters. So naturally, I wish to see them find happiness." The moment she said those words, something inside Alex warned him. He slowly stood from his chair. Aurelyn continued without looking back. "My second condition is that one day, you will marry one of them." She calmly continued. "It may be one of the rainbow girls. It may be Seraphine. It may be Nyra. I do not care who." She finally turned toward him. "But one day, they must become your family." Alex's eyes widened. "And Master," before he could continue, Aurelyn simply raised one hand. Her meaning was perfectly clear. "Do not interrupt. I know you're different from most men. I know responsibility matters more to you than desire. That is exactly why I chose you." Her voice became unusually gentle. "One day, I won't be here forever. When that day comes, I need someone I trust to protect my daughters." She took a slow breath. "If only one of them wins your heart, I'll be satisfied. If somehow all of them do, I have no objection. But hear me carefully. I don't want empty promises. I don't want you saying, 'I'll protect them anyway.' No, I want a genuine bond, a real family, a connection the world itself cannot deny." The room became completely silent. Alex stood frozen. His heart raced so violently he could hear it. Faces flashed through his mind. Seraphine, Nyra, Kaelyn, one after another. He couldn't even organize his thoughts. Aurelyn calmly walked back toward her desk. "We're done. Leave." Alex opened his mouth, then closed it again. He simply bowed, turned around, and quietly left the room. As he walked through the academy corridors, his thoughts remained in complete chaos. Before he had gone very far, a familiar voice called out, "Alex." He looked up. "Kaelyn." She smiled as she approached. "So, how was today's training?" Alex blinked, then answered absent-mindedly. "Productive." Kaelyn tilted her head. "Did Master tell you her conditions?" Alex froze. His face instantly became warm. The images in his mind returned with terrifying clarity. Kaelyn noticed his unusual expression. She stepped closer. "Alex." Instinctively, he took one step backward. I can't tell you. But what she asked of me was nothing like I expected." Kaelyn looked at him curiously, then noticed the color rising across his face. Just as she reached out toward him, Alex awkwardly stepped back again. "Actually, I have a favor to ask." Kaelyn blinked. "A favor? Could you ask all of your senior sisters if they'd be willing to meet me tomorrow, after my training with Master?" Kaelyn smiled. "Of course. They'll all be happy to see you." Alex forced a smile. "Thank you." Before Kaelyn could ask anything else, he quickly excused himself and hurried away. She watched him disappear down the hallway. Master must have said something important. Kaelyn quietly smiled, without realizing that her so-called mother had just given Alex 2 conditions, far beyond anything she could possibly imagine. Later that night, Alex stood alone beside the window of his room. Moonlight poured silently across the floor. He looked toward the sky, then quietly muttered, Please don't come tomorrow, Nyra. If you do, I don't think I'll be able to hide anything. Fortunately, the night passed peacefully, and for the first time in many days, Nyra never came. Alex finally lay down on his bed. He closed his eyes, but sleep refused to come. No matter how hard he tried to calm himself, his thoughts drifted back again and again to Seraphine, Nyra, Kaelyn, and the other rainbow girls. Alex buried his face in his pillow. Master, how could you give me a condition like this? Yet despite his complaints, one uncomfortable truth echoed inside his heart. Every one of them was undeniably beautiful, and that realization only made falling asleep even more impossible. So, you have part 9, and Alex has just received Aurelyn's 2 conditions. One may change the rainbow girls forever, and the other? Let's just say Alex probably wasn't prepared for it. What will happen when the others learn about Aurelyn's conditions? Will Alex be able to handle what comes next? You'll have to wait for the next part to find out. If you enjoyed this chapter, please like, subscribe to Echoes of Nova, and turn on the notification bell. And please watch until the end your watch time, and support help the Broken Realm reach more fantasy lovers. Thank you for being part of this journey. I'll see you in Chapter 60, Part 10. Until then, take care, and keep dreaming beyond the realm.